Hi, and thanks for joining us for our class today. Today we're going to do a mat-based full body class. So we're going to work lots of different areas of our body, some upper body control, our core, a little bit of ab work, glutes, and a few stretches in there as well. So I hope you enjoy the class today. Where possible, I'm going to show you some different levels to the exercise. So always work to a level that suits you, because most importantly, we want you to enjoy the class. Okay, so we're going to start today's class in sitting. So when you're ready, we'll get started. So just sitting comfortably on your mat, either with your legs crossed or out in front if that's more comfortable. If you need to, you can sit on a little block as well. So make sure that weight's going evenly down through those sitting bones. That core's gently engaged. We're sitting up nice and tall, those collarbones wide, and that core just gently engaged from there. Fantastic. So I'm going to float my hands up into this kind of Cossack position. We're just going to start opening our backs out with a spine twist. So take a breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to turn our body around, breath in, and as we breathe out, back to that centre. Good. And again, breath in. As we breathe out, turning around, breath in, and as we breathe out, back to that centre. Good. And again, breath in. As we breathe out, rotating around, breath in, and as we breathe out, back to that centre. Good. And again, rotating around and back. Lovely. And again, breath in. As we breathe out, opening out and back. Lovely. And again, rotating around and back. Good. Opening out and back. Lovely. And again, reaching around and back. One more each side. Rotating that upper body, turning that head as well. And back. Then back to that centre, well done. And relax those arms down, good, and just relaxing those shoulders. Okay, so we're going to reach both arms up towards the ceiling now, and I want you to reach one side, so we're going to lengthen through one side, and then reaching with the other. So almost imagine that you're climbing a rope, so you're pulling up each side, good, opening out, and reaching up, good. So side to side, really lengthening through each side, opening through. Well done. Climbing that rope, pulling yourself up, well done. Reaching each side, well done. Lifting those arms, fingertips reaching to the ceiling, good. Reaching through, and again, each side. And one more each side, reaching and reaching. Then bring those arms back together. We're going to open them wide, keeping them here, and we're going to come into some little cleopatra circles. So lengthen through those fingertips again. We're just going to circle round. So neck staying nice and long, those shoulders still dropped, and we're turning those arms around in that circle. Lovely. Good. And let's change direction of those circles. Still little circles here. Just controlling that movement. Well done. Very good. Coming around in that circle. Lovely. Lengthening through those fingertips. Good. And then just lengthen out through those arms. Turn your palms up. And palms down, palms up and down. And one more time, palms up, and fold those arms back in and relax those shoulders. Well done. Just give those shoulders a little roll. Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to go into our leg pulling supine. So we're going to come round just lengthways on the mat. And I want to have your hands just behind your shoulders here. So those fingertips are pointing out to the side. Now with this exercise, I really want you to keep that chest open wide, those collarbones wide, those feet in front. We're going to engage our core, take a breath in, and as we breathe out, we're going to lift that bottom up. Breath in here, and as you breathe out, lowering back down. Good, and again, breath in. As you breathe out, lifting up. Breath in, and as you breathe out, lowering back down. Now still keeping that chin tucked in, and that chest really wide, those collarbones wide, as you lift up, and lower back down. Good. Now I'm going to show you a couple of variations to make it a little bit harder if you can. If it feels too much, just stick here, lifting up. Now if you can, we can bend one leg, fold back, bend the other leg, and lower. Good. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, we can lift up, raise a leg, and the opposite leg, and then lower down. Very good. Okay, so pick what's comfortable for you. Either just lifting up, knee bent, or with the legs straight, keeping that chin tucked and those collarbones wide, whatever level you're working on. So this exercise is really working our core and our abdominals as well, but actually it's really challenging our upper body control. So it's giving our upper bodies quite a workout because they're stabilising us here. Good, and lower. Lovely, lifting up. Keeping that pelvis level, as you're raising that leg. So really keeping those glutes engaged as well. Just keeping those hip bones level. Good, let's just do last couple here. It's not easy. Good. And lower. And one more time. And then lowering back down. Well done. Bend those knees back up here. So we're going to stay in sitting and do a few roll backs from here. So keep up nice and tall. Just to start with, think about where that pelvis is in that position and just tuck it under and then lift up tall. So that's the start of the movement we're trying to achieve. So we want to just roll that pelvis back and then lift up tall, okay? So that's the beginning of this roll back movement. You don't want to be going back straight. So you're rolling down and then we're restacking nice and tall. So rolling back just halfway and restacking nice and tall. Good. So the further you roll back, obviously the harder it is. So just go to where you're comfortable, okay? So rolling back and then restacking tall. Rolling back and then we're using these tummy muscles to restack nice and tall. Lovely. And again, rolling back. Use those tummy muscles, restack nice and tall. Good. Rolling back. Restack that tummy nice and tall. Excellent. Rolling back. Restack. Lovely. Coming up nice and tall. Lovely. Rolling down and then restacking. So really working through our abdominals here. And then restacking through, lifting up through that crown of the head. Well done. Rolling back and restacking tall. Good. And back up. So breathing out, so rolling down, breathing in, so rolling back up. Good. Lovely. Just do a few more here, restacking tall. So remember, just go far back as you feel you can control, restacking and lifting back. You don't want to go too far, really struggle to lift back up, okay? Good, and restacking. One more time. And then coming back up nice and tall. Very good. Okay, so we're going to kick in our obliques now, a little bit of a side movement to work those as well. So arms in front still, and we're going to open out, coming down to the side and lifting up tall. Opposite side. Dropping down and nice and tall. So just follow with that head, looking at that arm as we come around with that little twist movement and then restacking. So just bringing in those obliques as we do this oblique roll. Good, and lift up tall. Rotating, coming tall, good. Just going to do a few more here. Nice and controlled, well done. And rolling back, lifting tall, good. Rolling back and lifting tall. Very good. A few more, opening out, lifting up. Very good. And one more each side here. Good. Opening back. Last one. And lifting up nice and tall. Relax those arms. Very good. Okay, so I'm going to come a little bit further down my mat. I'm going to roll down and onto my back. So if you can just control that roll nice and slowly down onto our mats here. Very good. Okay. So let's just quickly have a hug and bring those knees in, just because we've worked that quite hard in sitting. So let's just have a little stretch here. So bring those knees up towards your chest. Just take a nice deep breath in and out here. On that out breath, if you can, just sink down that little bit further. Well done. Breath in and out and relax down there. Well done. So let's just lower my legs down one at a time, back to that start position. So feet and knees are that hip width distance apart. Just to begin with, let's just tilt that pelvis forwards and back. Just looking to find that midpoint between those two movements. So again, that pelvis in a nice neutral position. My core is just gently engaged here. Those ribs are soft, collarbone still wide, and that neck nice and long. Okay, great. All right, so we're going to go into a bridge from here. So make sure your feet aren't too far away from you so we don't get cramp into our hamstrings. Arms relaxed down by your side, and we're going to take a breath in here. As you breathe out, tuck that pelvis under, use those bottom muscles to peel off into that bridge position. Breath in here, and as you breathe out, we're going to walk that spine slowly back down onto the mat. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge. Breath in here. Then as you breathe out, walking that spine slowly back down onto the mat. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge. Breath in here. Then as you breathe out, walking that spine slowly back down onto the mat. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge. Breath in here. And as you breathe out, walking that spine down. Now, if that's feeling comfortable, we can add in our leg movement, but just keep with your feet down if that feels enough. So lift up if you can, keep this pelvis level, and then we're going to extend one leg, then the opposite leg, and then lower back down. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up. Now, if that feels a bit too much of a leap, then we can stay here and then raise a heel, and then the opposite heel. So that's another option. If you want to just change it a little bit, but stretching that leg feels a bit too much. So just pick what's comfortable for you. So again, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge, keep that pelvis level, and we're lengthening through that leg if you can, and the opposite leg. So really watch that bottom isn't dipping too much. We're trying to keep that pelvis nice and level if we add any movements in with that leg, okay? So just look and just check what's happening there. Maybe put your fingers like this just to feel what's happening. Good. And again, tucking that pelvis under, use those bottom muscles, peeling off onto the mat. Lengthen through the leg, nice and controlled, not too quickly, and peeling down. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up. Lengthen through. Then the opposite leg. And slowly peeling back down. Lovely. Let's do a few more here. Tucking under, lifting up, keep that core engaged, controlling, well done, that movement, and lowering down. Good. Tucking under, using those bottom muscles, nice and controlled, lovely, and lowering down. Let's do one last one here. So tucking that pelvis under, lifting up, good, keep that level, lengthen through the leg, then the opposite leg, and slowly peeling back down and tucking back down to that start. Well done. Okay, very good. So we're going to move now into a double leg stretch. So keeping that core engaged, we're just going to bring one leg up into tabletop. At the same time, we're going to float our arms up towards the ceiling. Now we're going to bring our arms around as we do this. We're going to lengthen through the leg and then fold them back together. Lower the opposite leg, that's it, and then reaching away again, and then coming back together. So we can stick with the single leg. If that feels comfortable, we can bring both legs up into double tabletop and then lengthening one leg, folding back together. Reaching away with the leg and the arms, folding them back together. Good. Breathing out as you reach away, breathing in as you fold back in. Breathing out, breathing in as you fold back. Breathing out, breathing in as you fold back. Breathing out and breathing in as you fold back. Good. And breathing in as you fold back. Lovely. So lengthening through, still keeping that core engaged, not letting your back arch as you're opening out through this movement. Making sure those ribs are staying soft, so you're not lifting, letting them flare as you open your arms above your head. So you might find you need to make that circle a little bit smaller if that's happening. Reaching away, folding back. Good. So breathing out, breathing in to come back together. Breathe out and breathe in to fold back together. Good. Breathing out, breathing in to fold back together. Lovely. And back. And rolling back. Good. Opening out and folding back. Coming around and back. Lovely. Keeping that control, keep that core engaged, that tummy staying flat. And keeping that connection between those ribs and those hip bones, so we're not letting those ribs flare as we come round and back. Opening around and back. Good. Last few here. And folding back. Good. Opening around and back. Reaching and fold back together. Lovely. Opening around. Let's just do one more each side. Opening out, folding back. Reaching away and back. Lovely. Lowering those legs down one at a time and then just coming back here to that start position. So let's bring those knees in, have just a little quick hug, stretch out through that lower back. So just breathing in and out here. On that out breath, if you can, just sink down into that stretch, just that little bit further if you can here. Well done. Breathing in and out and just sinking down. Well done. So let's lower those legs back down one at a time to that start position. And we're going to go into our hip twist movement. So really controlling through this core and around that pelvis. So keeping that core engaged, those hip bones facing up towards the ceiling. So we want to keep those hip bones with those headlights on them pointing upwards. So core engaged, we're going to let one leg fall out to the side just as far as you've got control, and then use those toe muscles to bring the knee back to that center. Good. And opposite leg opening out. Use those toe muscles to bring the leg back in. Good. And folding back in. So breathing out as you open that leg out. Breathe in as you fold back. Good. Breathe out as you open out. And breathe in as you fold back. Now either just keeping those feet down if that feels enough. If you can, we can float one leg into single tabletop. Opening out and folding back. And with opposite leg lifted. Opening out. Fold back. If that's comfortable here, you can bring both legs up into double tabletop. Then opening out, folding back. Breathing out as you open out, breathe in as you fold back. Now as you work through those levels, you might find that movement gets a little bit smaller, and that's fine because it's harder to control. So probably will be smaller as you raise your legs. But really importantly, keep those hip bones with those headlights on pointing up to the ceiling. If your headlights are veering off to the side, you need to make that movement a little bit smaller because you're probably having a little bit too much rotation around that pelvis. So just bear that in mind when you're doing it, because sometimes less can be more in these cases, okay? So opening out, folding back. Open out and fold back from there. Good. And again, opening out and folding back, keeping that control. Good. Opening out, folding back. Lovely. A few more here. Open out through that hip, lifting up. Remember, if it feels too much at one level, you can mix and match. So just lower the feet back down, single leg or both legs down if that's more comfortable. Just building up into that strength if you need to. Good. Opening out, folding back. Well done. And again, opening out, fold back. Good, we'll just do a few more here. Lovely. Just controlling around that pelvis. Opening out, folding back. Still breathing, not holding your breath. Well done. Breathe out as you open out, breathe in to fold back. Well done. And let's do one more each side. Opening out, fold back. Opening out and then folding back. And then just lowering those legs down one at a time. Back to that start. Very good. Okay, so we're going to work our legs and a little bit of our abdominals with our cycling movement. So we've got two options here. We can either do a single leg, which is moving around in that cycling motion. And then at halfway, I'll tell you to switch legs. Or if you can, we're going to bring both legs up into double tabletop. And we're going to move both legs as we go through. So just pick what's comfortable. That core's engaged, so that tummy's staying nice and flat, ribs soft, collarbones wide. Okay, so from here, we're going to move our legs round in that cycling motion. So I'm moving my legs through, really as if I'm kind of pulling through the air. So pulling against that air as I'm climbing up this hill. Good. So get those ankles moving as well. So moving through those ankles, getting some movement through there as well. Still keeping that core engaged as I'm moving through. So breathing in and out, don't hold your breath as we're pulling these legs through the air and climbing this hill. Well done. So breathing in and out. Climbing through with those legs. Well done. Good. Keeping going. Moving those legs through if you can. If you need to rest, then do. Well done. Now, if you're doing a single leg, then we'll switch legs now. But otherwise, if you can, keep going. We're halfway up that hill. Breathing in and out. Good. Moving through those legs. Get that ankle moving as well. Well done. We're getting closer to the top now. Keep going. Well done. Pulling through those legs. Moving through. Well done. The end is in sight. Well done. Keep going if you can. Moving through those legs, that core engaged. Breathing in and out. Moving those ankles through. Good. Last few. Good. Nearly at the top there. I can see the peak. Well done. And one more breath in and out. And we've made it to the top, well done. And then bring those knees in, let's have a hug, very good. So breathing in and out, as we breathe out, just sink down, just that little bit further if you can. Breath in and out, just sink down that little bit further if you can, well done. Just relaxing down, opening out into that lower back, no tension to that upper body, just breathing in and then out from there, very good. And again, breath in, as you breathe out, relaxing down, very good. Okay, so just lower those legs down one at a time. So we're going to come round onto our sides now, just to work through a little bit more of our core and our glutes. So if you've got a little block, you can grab that, just to support that head, or a pillow or a tissue or something, not tissue, pillow or a towel or something at home. Okay, so just coming down onto our sides here, we're going to straighten our legs out. Our core's engaged, hips stacked. So I either keep that lower leg straight, which is going to make it a little bit harder, or if you need to, we can bend that as well. Okay, so just pick what's comfortable. Core's engaged, we're going to lift this leg up to the side, and I want you to tap the leg in front, and we're going to tap it behind. So we're just tapping in front and tapping behind. Good. Tap in front and tap behind. Good. Tap the foot in front and tap behind. Good. So just coming forwards and back, still keeping that control through that centre. So my core's engaged and I'm tapping forwards and tapping back. If it feels too hard to control that movement, bend that lower leg just to give you a little bit more stability. So tapping forwards and tapping behind. Good. Well done. Keeping that core engaged, tapping back and tapping that foot in front. Good. Tapping forwards and tap behind. Well done. We'll just do a few more here, just really working those glutes and challenging that core with that stability here. Well done. Tapping behind and tapping in front. Very good. Just do a few more. Keeping that control. Tapping forwards, tapping behind. Well done. Tap forwards. And lovely. Last few. Tap forwards, tap behind, last one each side, tap forwards, tap behind, lifting that leg and then lowering back down. Well done, bend that leg, give that muscle a rub. So let's just drop that top leg down just to stretch that out and lengthen through that lower leg. Just going to stretch that lower leg and we'll do a few little inner thigh pulses while we're here. So we're going to lift and lower through that lower leg. So just engaging that inner thigh here. So we're lifting and lowering just while we're stretching and giving this top leg a rest for a minute. Good. So lifting and lowering. Well done. Lifting and lowering. Good. Lift up and lower. Still keeping that core engaged, the upper body relaxed as we're lifting and lowering through here. So just do the last few. Good. Let's do one more. And then lower back down. Very good. Okay, so this time we're going to straighten both legs out again. I want you to have your feet just slightly in front of you so you can see the toes there. So his hips are very slightly bent, just slightly though. We're going to have our hand in front for a little bit of balance. And we're going to start with just lifting this top leg just to hip height and then lower back down. So top leg lifted and then lower down. So lift into that hip height and lower. Now either just staying here, so we're going to lift this top leg to hip height and lower. Now that might be enough, so just stick there if that's comfortable. If you can, we're going to lift this top leg, bring the lower leg to join and then lower down together. So top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower down together. Now you may need that hand in front for a little bit of balance, but just try not to push through that hand too much, okay? So top leg lifted, lower leg to join and then control down together. So make sure you're only lifting this top leg to that hip height, otherwise you're making it really hard because we don't want to have to lift that lower leg any higher than we need to. So that top leg's just going to that hip height, lower leg to join, lower down together. Good. Top leg lifted, lower to join, and then lower down together. So really keeping that core engaged and lowering down together. Well done. Hand in front for a little bit of balance if you need to, but just light touch through those fingertips. Don't push through that arm. Good, and then lowering. Good. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, and lower down together. Well done. Just do a few more here. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, and lower down together. Well done. And lowering. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower down together. And let's do one more time. Top leg lifted, lower to join, and lower down together. Well done. Bend those knees up. Just have a little rest there. Very good. Okay, so let's come up and over to do the same on the opposite side. So we're going to come around and then down onto our other side. So I'm bringing that block or pillow, towel, whatever you're using with me, just to use under my head. So as we did before, we're going to just work through this top leg and through the side. So either have that lower leg bent or we're going to straighten through both legs. So remember, just bending that lower leg gives you a little bit more stability. So if you're finding a bit too much wobbling here, just bend that lower leg. So that core's engaged and we're going to lift this top leg up to the side and then we're going to tap it in front and then we're going to tap it behind. Tapping in front and tapping behind. So again, your option here is to bend that lower leg. That gives you a little bit more stability. Just pick what's comfortable for you. Hand might be in front for a little bit of balance, but again, not bracing through that arm. Good. So tapping that foot in front, tapping behind. Good. Keeping that core engaged. We're working through these glutes as well. Good. Tapping back and tapping in front. Keeping that nice and control. Still breathing. Well done. Not holding your breath. Tapping forwards and tapping behind. Well done. Tapping in front and tapping behind. Good. Good. And again, tapping forwards and tapping back. Well done. Tapping in front and tapping behind. Good. So really feeling those glutes kicking in now as well. Good. Tapping in front and tapping behind. Last few. Well done. Still breathing in and out. Tapping in front and tapping behind. Good. And one more. Tapping in front and tapping behind. Very good. Lifting back up and then lower that leg. Well done. Bend those knees up. Let's drop that top leg in front. Just let it stretch out here. So while we're resting this top leg, let's lengthen through the lower leg and do a few inner thigh pulses. So we're going to lift up and lower. So lifting and lowering through that lower leg. My upper body's nice and relaxed. That core is just gently engaged as I'm lifting and lowering from here. Good. Lifting and lowering. Good. Lift and lower. Core engaged, still breathing in and out. Just engaging that inner thigh as we're lifting and lowering through this leg. Well done. Good. Well done. Lift up and lower. Well done. Last few. And one more. And then lower that leg back down. Well done. Okay, so we're going to bend both legs back up again. So from here, we're going to straighten our legs out. Now just have your feet just in front of you as we did before. So you've got a slight flexion at your hips, okay? But I should be able to see my toes and I'm looking down here. Keeping these hips stacked, we're going to lift the top leg up to hip height and then lower back down. So my top leg lifting just to that hip height and lower down. So check down your leg that you can just see it's just lifting to that hip height and lower. Because when we add that leg movement in, we're going to make it hard if we're lifting too high. So lifting and lowering. Now either stay here if that's comfortable, or if you can, you might want your hand in front for a little bit of balance. We're lifting, bring the lower leg to join, and lower down together. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower down together. Good. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower down together. Good. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower down together. Well done. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join and lower down together. Well done. Just do a few more here, keeping that control, keep that core engaged. Try not to brace through this hand too much, just light touch through those fingertips. Lifting and lowering. Core engaged, lift up, lower leg to join, lower down together. Well done. Do last few. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join and lower together. Well done. And down. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower down together. Last few. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, and down together. One more time. And then lowering down. Well done. Bend those knees up. give that muscle a little rub from there. Very good. Okay, so we're going to drop that block down and we're going to come round onto our backs from here, just to stretch out through our legs. Good, so coming down onto that back, just give that pelvis a little tilt forwards and back, just relaxing here, well done. Okay, we're going to start by just stretching out our hamstrings, but we're going to do that sort of dynamically today. So we want you to bring that leg, so pointing up towards the seam like we normally do, and then we're going to flex the foot and then bring it down, point the toes and bring it back up. Flex the foot, pull that leg down, point the toes, bring that leg up. Good. So flex the foot, pull that down, and point the toes to lift up. Flexing, lowering that leg, point the toes to lift up. So we're just sort of dynamically stretching through these hamstrings. So pulling that leg down, point the toes, lifting up. Pulling that leg down and point to lift. Good. Lowering the leg and lifting up. And lowering down. Good. You might just feel that stretch you're feeling through the back of that leg, just easing as we're moving through here. Good. Lowering down and lifting up. Good. And lifting. Well done. And one more time. And lowering down and lifting up. Very good. Do the same on the other side. So lifting that leg straight and we're lowering it down, lifting up. So flexing the foot as we lower down, pointing those toes as we lift up. So just lengthening through the back of that leg here. Just controlling that lowering down and lifting up. Good. And lowering down and lifting up. Very good. Pointing up and lowering down. Very good. Lowering that leg and lifting up. Last few. Very good. Might feel that stretch just easing slightly as we're moving through. Good. And flexing that foot, lowering down. Well done. And let's just do one more here. And lifting back up and lowering that leg back down. Well done. Let's going to stretch through our glutes now. So just putting one foot onto the opposite knee. Allow that leg just to relax open there. If that's enough of a stretch, then just stay there. Or if you can, we're going to bring the other leg up and towards you, just as far as you're comfortable. And we're going to hold this stretch here. So just breathing in and out on that out breath. If you can, just sink down into that stretch that little bit further, just feeling that stretch into that bottom upper thigh here. And we're holding this here. My upper body's relaxed, no tension through my shoulders. I'm just breathing in and out. And on that out breath, if you can, sinking down into that stretch, just that little bit further if you can. So just going to where you're comfortable. Breath in and out, sinking down, well done. And again, breath in and out, relaxing down into that stretch, well done. And then just slowly lowering that leg back down. We'll do the same on the other side, opposite foot onto the other knee. Allow that leg just to relax open there. If that's enough of a stretch, just stay there. Or if you can, bring the other leg up and towards you. Again, just as far as you're comfortable, and we're going to hold this stretch. Just breathing in and out if you can. On that out breath, just gently sinking down into that stretch. Bring that knee a little closer toward you if you can. Just relaxing down, but no tension in the upper body, remember. Those shoulders relaxed down, the neck staying long. We're just breathing in and out. And on that out breath, just bringing that leg in a little closer if you can. Well done. Just holding that here, just a few more breaths in and out. And relaxing down into that stretch, well done. And again, one more breath in and out. And relaxing down, very good. And just lowering that leg down, one at a time, good. Then we're going to stretch out through our back, so do our rotation movement. So arms down by your side or out to the side of you. We're going to drop our knees over, turn your head to the opposite side if you can. Use those toe muscles to bring those knees back up and then over to that opposite side. So rotating your head, looking the opposite way, coming back up and then over to that opposite side. So just opening out through that spine, just enjoying that stretch, dropping over side to side, opening out through that back. So dropping over and coming back up and over to the opposite side. Lovely. We'll just do a few more here, just opening out through that back, just enjoying that stretch. It feels nice to open out and rotate through that spine. Good. Dropping over Coming back up, drop over the other side. And coming back up. Last few. Dropping over, turning that head. And coming back up. And over to the opposite side. And one more each side, dropping those knees over, turning that head, and coming back up. And over to the other side. And then coming back to that centre, well done. Bring those arms back down by your side, very good. Just coming back up now into sitting. I'm just going to finish here with a few stretches. Okay, so just coming back round into sitting, that's it, lovely. Just relax those shoulders. Nice few deep breaths in and out here, just let that blood pressure catch up as we're sitting back up. Lovely. So just sitting evenly through those sitting bones onto a block if you need to, if that's more comfortable, or your legs out in front. So just to begin with, we're going to just stretch out through our shoulders. So arms just about that on those knees there. We're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're reaching those arms up and then lowering down. Good. And again, we're reaching the arms up and lowering down. So into that Y stretch. So really coming up nice and wide and lowering down. Good. Opening out through those arms and relaxing down. Good. And again, opening out and down. Very good. And again, reaching up and lowering down. One more time. We're going to reach up and then bring those arms nice and wide and just relax those shoulders again. And let's just finish with a mermaid here. So we're going to drop one arm down, reach the other arm up and over, breath in. And as we breathe out, back up and over here. Good. And again, opposite arm, reaching over, breath in. And as you breathe out, back up and over. Good. And again, dropping down, reaching over, breath in. And as you breathe out, back over. Good. And again, reaching over, breath in. And over. Lovely. One more time each side, dropping down, reach that side over, lengthen through that side. And lifting the arm back up and over. And last time, reaching over, breath in. And back to that centre. Well done, and relax those shoulders down again. Very good. Fantastic. Oh, well, I hope you've enjoyed the class today. Well done. It's been a good workout, and hopefully we'll see you again next time.